All right, old school Texas Tech. It's been an interesting week. We kind of won last week, kind of won. It feels like what are they like kissing your sister, right? That's what it kind of feels almost like it's basically like a we tied Abilene Christian, but we ended up walking away with a win. And then there's the other argument that a win's a win. So what do you think about the first game?
You know, and as we just spoke, Abilene Christian just scored another touchdown. I got to be honest, man, it almost feels like a loss to me. I'm not going to candy coat it. I was deeply disturbed and I was in a place I couldn't really watch the game. I just was tracking it online. And when I saw the final stats on defense, I was just like, oh, I can't repeat what I said, but it consisted of four-letter words that we can't
Right.
really use on here.
So I'm not a sky is falling guy, but I want to see what happens Saturday, and that happens to be what we're going to talk about. The first week's over. We won 52-51. I think we will know a lot more about this team over the weekend. So what do you think is going to happen up in Pullman after what's transpired in the first week? And you've probably read we have a pretty disturbing injury report.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, my confidence level in this game has changed dramatically. It's shifted in the opposite direction. I
Okay.
think we're going to get into another shootout that we're going to probably come up short on. I know I initially predicted us to win this game, and I didn't think a whole lot of it. I know that a lot of it, you don't really know until the season starts. But on the road at nighttime, I think it's at 9 o'clock kickoff our time.
Yeah.
I I'm not super confident right now. Hope I'm wrong.
I
I'd love to be wrong because I have been plenty of times.
Yeah, we both have everybody. Predicting college football is it's kind of like going to the casino and expecting to win a lot of money. Uh, so
Yeah,
what do you think? What do you think? So you're predicting a loss. What do you think the score will be up there?
I see a 49-35 type game. Washington
49-35, Washington
prevail.
State.
Prevail. Unfortunately, yes. And I would love to be wrong. I'd love to
Okay.
see Tech completely turn it around. I mean, I'm thinking last year lost to Wyoming in a game we shouldn't have, and then came back and almost beat Oregon. Just shot ourselves in the foot too many times. So maybe they'll be pissed off in game two and come back and say, "Hey, we're better than this that we put out last Saturday."
Okay.
Hopefully,
Okay. So I also had predicted Tech. I was always worried about this game, but I have consistently picked Tech to win. My problem is the injury report. I'm not a sky is falling kind of guy from the first week. I think there's a very good chance that was a fluke game. There were a lot of old Tech players on that team that had career nights with Abilene Christian, and I always have thought Patterson was a better coach than he was given credit for. They also have a very good offensive coordinator that comes from a good coaching tree. So I don't believe that we're going to have a terrible season or anything like that. But the injury report is what it is. I think we're on the short end of the stick with the injury report, and nobody could have predicted that. I'll tell you how disturbing it is. Taj Brooks is questionable.
uh,
And I'm actually hearing that he may not play. Joseph Datere, the linebacker, is actually out for the season.
mm,
That just came out. And then also, our secondary had such a hard time last week. I do think they can recover, but CJ Baskerville is also questionable. So I think we're going to go up there. I think we're going to play really hard. I think the coaching staff will do as good a job as they can with the hand that they've been dealt. I predict Washington State will win 42-31. I think Washington State will get kind of a cheap late touchdown. I think it'll be a dogfight. I think Tech will play their hearts out. There's still a lot of things I like about this team. The passing game was great. We didn't get Micah Hudson involved, but yeah, Kelly played well. The transfer from Washington State, and he could be a big factor up there too. And then Baron Morton played well. The offensive line played pretty well. I think we only allowed was it one sack? We allowed one sack. Not too bad. The reason why I was confident about this game is because I thought we could just go up there and feed it to Taj Brooks. And if he's questionable, or what I'm hearing is that he might get limited playing time. And even if he's only playing limited, I think that will be the difference. And so I'm going to pick, unfortunately, I like you. I hope we're both wrong. I'm going to pick Washington State 42 to 31. So it is what it is, right?
Yep. Cameron Valdez better be ready to go.
I think he will be. I think he will be, and I actually wish they would have played him more last week. But I understand the circumstances. I'd love to see a scenario where we started to try to do like a thunder and lightning with those guys. I've been saying that for since last year too. I'd love to see like. I mean, I have a hard time seeing Tech losing a lot of games if both those guys had 100 yards rushing. I've been saying that for since last season. But I think Cameron Valdez had a chance to go play other places and he stayed. And so, while I'm definitely disappointed, as everybody in Red Raider Nation is, about Taj Brooks being limited or not being able to play at all, or whatever ends up happening. It's going to give Cameron Valdez an opportunity, and that's what college football is about in a lot of cases. All right, anything else you want to comment about this game?
No, but I'm still going to be pulling hard for Tech, obviously.
I'll be up and through the middle of the night, listening to it on the radio, and then I'll come back and watch it the next day, like I always do.
9
So
p.m.
anyway,
Central. 9 p.m. Central. Be ready.
I'll be up. I'll be up. They'll be shooting fireworks off here at Ecuador at midnight, like they always do. All right. We hope we're both wrong, but we're both picking a Washington State win and a 1-1 start for Tech, and we'll be here next week talking about the UNT game.
Sounds good.